Hi, hello, how are you? I'm Pia and welcome to my April TBR. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about all the books that I plan to read in April. This month is the OWLS Magical Readathon hosted by Book Roast. This is a long beloved readathon. I actually don't think I've ever participated. So for this readathon, it's very complicated. I'll link the website down below. Basically, you select a magical career that you are aiming towards and complete your OWLS, which are first exams, and then in May, that's next month, oh my god, you will complete your newts. So I have decided that my magical career is going to be a seer, because of course it is, if you know anything about me. For this career, you have to complete your OWLS in ancient runes, astronomy, and divination. But because I'm very extra and I decided to try to complete all 12 challenges. I don't have 12 books on my TBR, but all of them can complete the challenges. Yes. Without further ado, let's get into these. The first challenge is Ancient Runes. Pick a book with a heart on the cover or in the title. For this one, I have chosen Reverie by Ryan LaSala. This is a book where dreams come to life, I believe. Yes, it has something to do with birds. You may be asking yourself, where's the heart in the name? Where's the heart in the cover? Go on the back. This is a book of the month edition. So I actually have a book of the month code. I'm an affiliate if you want to use it. You get a book for $10. Anyways, I'm very excited to read this. I don't know why, because I really just don't know anything about it, but it gives me like hardcore, like Starless Sea, Strange the Dreamer vibes. So the next owl we'll be taking is for arithmecy. The prompt is magical qualities of number 2, balance and opposites. Read something outside of your favorite genre. I don't really have a favorite genre, I would say. This is a book from a genre that I don't typically read. That is 8 Will Fall by Sarah Harrion. I believe this is a sci-fi. Watch this be like a high fantasy, but like even that's kind of out of my comfort zone. But I don't read like any sci-fi. The last sci-fi I remember reading was Skyward, which I read in August. Sci-fi is not my thing, and I really just don't know anything about this. I'm terrible. I promise I know stuff about the other books. I'm a mess, but I know I will read this at some point because it's been like, I've been itching to pick it up because I have no idea what it's about. The third owl is astronomy, night classes. Read the majority of this book when it's dark outside. And this is All Our Twisted Secrets, and this is by Diana Urban. This is an advanced reader copy that I got. However, this is already out. I'm going to read almost entirely at night because it's a thriller, and I thought that would be fun. Do I know what it's about? Next up is Care for Magical Creatures, and it's hippogriffs. Pick a book with a beak on the cover. So for that, I'm going with The Meaning of Birds. This is by Jane Robin Brown. This I actually know a lot about. This is about a girl who is dealing with the loss of her father in the before period, and in the after period she is dealing with the loss of her girlfriend or significant other. So it's a hard-hitting contemporary that I'm very excited to pick up. It's obviously got some nice birds with some long ass beaks on it. Next up is Charms, and this prompt is to read a book with the cover white to represent Lumos, and I'm just going with the same book. Next up is Defense Against the Dark Arts. Read a book set at the sea or coast. Okay, here's my this is set in Los Angeles, which you could go to the sea from there. I think just judging from like the cover, you've got, you know, like the shoreline, and like there's been some beachy scenes in the previous books. I mean, she is underwater. I think it kind of counts, and I just really want to read this book. This is the third book in the Dark Artifices series. I got this from my lovely friend Fabian, and we're gonna buddy read this, and I'm very excited because... Okay, next up is Divination, and this is Third Eye. Assign numbers to your TBR and use a random number generator to pick your read. So I'm obviously going to use that during the month when I'm doing this. Next up is Herbology, and this is Mimbulus Mimbletonia. Pick a title that starts with an M. For that I have The Meaning of Birds because there you go. Next up is History of Magic. Witch Hunts. Pick a book featuring witches or wizards. I'm going with Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. Is she a witch? Is she a sorcerer? That's basically the same thing. I agree with you. This is about a magical library. Books are like active. The girl's on the run because like everyone thinks she like murdered this person, but like she didn't. And she's really tall. There's a love triangle. This also fits another prompt. Next up is Muggle Studies, and this is to read a contemporary or a book centering around Muggles. So with that, I'm going with Ziggy Stardust and Me. This is by James Brandon. This is set in the 70s. It's about a male-male romance, I believe. Someone kind of coping with coming out and the stigma surrounding that. Watch it be magical and I feel like... Next up is potions, read a book that is shorter than 150 pages to represent Shrinking Potion. For that, I'm going to be reading Camp Spirit. I got this off of NetGalley. I like kind of started it, but not really. I don't really know too much what this is about. I think this is about friends going to camp together. That's all I've got. And the last prompt is Transfiguration. Choose a book that includes shape-shifting. So for that, I could go with Queen of Air and Darkness. I could go with Sorcery of Thorns. Anyway, guys, that is all for this video. Hope it wasn't too much of a mess. This month I'm not going to be doing a TBR jar just because I have so many books, and I'm kind of trying to mood read more now that I have so much time and I'm just reading a ton. I hope I get to all these. Make sure to check out my reading vlogs to see how I keep up with these books. Anyways, with that being said, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and do all the things, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!